Question: if your partner lived on the other side of the world, would you still date them? Spending all your quality time through the screen, giggling and kicking your feet while reminiscing about the good times together, just for you to hang up after an hour and still feel alone. Relationships. You can love them, you can hate them, but one thing we all got in common is we're all human. And what is the one thing all humans need? Social interaction. We frankly can't survive without it. Even if you're antisocial, like without social interaction, you wouldn't be able to function. So with a long distance relationship, do I believe you're getting proper social interaction? Well, kinda, yes and no. Hear me out. What makes a long distance relationship in the first place? You need three things. You need distance, time, and form of contact. And according to ChatGPT, yes, I use ChatGPT, according for a long distance relationship to be a long distance relationship, the distance has to be at least 50 plus miles. You know, I'm sitting around the 100 to 10, 100 to 20 mile range, so I think I count. I would say for the time, it should feel like you have to plan it in advance to meet with your girl or your boyfriend or whoever. 90% of your interaction will be through this device. Your screen time is going to be boosted up. I usually sit in around the 5 hours a day to 6 hours. Doing a long distance, bro, it's gonna be up there. And if you really love your girl and you talking to her, you just lose track of time, it's gonna be up there in the like 10 hours, bro. It's gonna be up there. You know, we live in an age of social media, you know, constantly being on our phones, just scrolling. So a lot of us could handle long distance relationships as far as the being on your phone constantly part of it. But for me, I was struggling with it at first because there was a time in my life where I just was barely on my phone. I didn't take my phone out hardly. My phone would be off unless I was calling somebody or checking in on somebody. And I did like a social media detox for like a week. If you're a heavy procrastinator like me, you want to be on your phone as least as possible. So when you're in a long distance relationship, this is going to be your best friend. You need this. How are you going to communicate? How are you going to talk to your girl? She lives in a different state or a different city. You need this. So you just got to have balance, man. You got to have boundaries. Talking to the new generation, a lot of people won't be able to relate to that because, again, everyone loves their phone. I love my phone. I'm on my phone a lot. They're great tools, but they're also great procrastination tools as well. I learned how to have specific times where you're just calling your partner and have a set time for that, and then have set time for your free time, and have set time for you working on yourself, man. It's just, you can't have it all muddled together. You gotta have a routine with this. That's what I learned. If you don't have a routine, even if you're not in a relationship, man, you should have a routine regardless. But especially in a relationship, if you're just going out there winging it, it's gonna be a lot harder. We're talking about long distance relationships, so I gotta talk about my experience, right? Spoiler alert, I barely have any. You know, in our household, I wasn't allowed to date until I turned 18. So I know I see a lot of kids, they're like 15, 14, they already booed up with somebody. And that just wasn't how I was raised up. You know, I had to wait. I had to wait my turn. You know, I had my fair share of like middle school, high school flings. You know, I even had a couple girlfriends, but really I don't consider any relationship that I've been in except the one I'm currently in now as a proper relationship because I went about it wrong. I believe in the Bible and I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. If you're not going about it the right way, I don't really think that the relationship you're in is going to bear any good fruit. I think you can have good morals in a relationship. You can be two good people trying to make it work, but if you don't put God first in it, it's going to be a rocky road because you're trying to build a relationship with another person. You're trying to figure out that person. You're trying to learn yourself in the process. You're still learning yourself, but you got to learn another person too. Support that person, potentially marry that person. So it's a lot. Relationships are not easy. They're not easy. They're great. They can be fun, but they're not easy. You know, with all the relationships I've been in prior to the one I'm in now, I told myself at the end of it all, I said, I want to be with someone who puts God first. I was like, I don't think I can be in another relationship where we're not trying to better ourselves, be the best people we can be. So I went a long time without dating, bro. I went like 2 years, like no dating. I'll say this, if your heart's not in the right place, if you're not content with yourself and your own being, then don't look for a relationship. That's why I don't really consider the ones that I was in previous to be real relationships, because I was in the wrong place mentally, spiritually, and so I was just down to settle for anything, bro. You shouldn't be at a spot where you're looking to get a relationship for validation or to feel like you're accepted. There's people who only get in relationships because everyone else around them is in a relationship and they don't want to feel left out. That's one of the worst reasons to be in a relationship, because then when you're in there, you got the girl, you got the boy, it's like you realize, man, y'all aren't going to work out because you started dating for the wrong reason. It didn't start from love. We're looking for love for the wrong reasons, man. Let it just be love. Don't let it be because of insecurity. Don't let it be because, you know, you feel left out, bro. Key advice, look for wife material, not girlfriend material. Look for wife material. You know, the Bible says love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy. You shouldn't envy your partner, bro. You know, it doesn't boast. You shouldn't be boasting about, oh, I got a girlfriend now. Ooh, bro, I got a boyfriend. Shouldn't be boasting. Shouldn't be proud, man. You know, have trust in your girl. Always hope. Always preserve, man. That's 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7. That's how relationships should go. All right. It wouldn't be a proper video if I didn't call my girlfriend. So she gonna call me baby boo. How you doing, baby?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. You know, I'm making a video. You know, I've been working on this video for a minute, but about long distance relationships. What's your take on long distance? Like, how far are you willing to go, like long distance?
I feel really good about long distance relationships, especially with you. We make it work. We communicate daily, and then we live an hour and a half away from each other, so it's not super far.
Yeah.
I would still date you. Any amount of.
If I lived in China, you would still date me?
Yep.
Would you do that with any other person? You feel like it just depends on the person you're with. I feel like my love language is like physical touch. You said yours is too.
And quality time.
Quality time. You can't really achieve that over the phone.
Right.
And I was like talking about just how, you know, I'm trying to improve, be on my phone less. The less on my phone, the better I am, like the more productive I am. So when I'm calling, it's like it just gives me more excuse to be on my phone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you feel like it's been the same quality, even though it's not in person, but it's over the phone most of the time?
It's still good, like quality time over the phone. Of course, it's better in person. But
Yeah, it don't hit the same.
It don't hit the
It
same.
don't hit the same at all. But we make it work.
Sure.
How do you feel like a relationship should work, and what is your what do you look for in a relationship? Like your perspective on how a relationship should go?
For me personally, communication is big. We have to be communicating effectively. Like in what aspect?
Like how a man should be in a relationship, how a woman should be in a relationship, what we should both strive for, his standards, your standards, just all that stuff.
Okay. Yeah, like, of course, both people should be understanding. I look for a man who's kind and gentle. Those are the two things that I really need. And patience, because I can be a lot sometimes. Now, why you laugh?
Nah, because I can be a lot
But
with
yeah,
that.
somebody who's kind, respectful, gentle, and we should look to understand each other, communicating effectively. Somebody who puts other people before themselves.
Yeah. If a man has more red flags than green flags, but he has some really good green flags, you still going for that?
How bad are the red flags? Like,
I feel like if you had a lot of red flags and we were doing long distance, I wouldn't date you.
yeah,
I wouldn't date anybody really. Like like long distance, no. But because like you and me, we work because everybody has red flags. Everybody has red flags. But it's the question: are you willing to deal with the red flags? How bad are they to you? And do they set in your moral compass?
Right.
Your red flags aren't even really that bad. You have amazing green flags. Like,
and yeah, so I would, to answer your question, I would not date somebody who had more red flags than green flags, even though the green flags would be like amazing. I don't care.
yeah. So I already can't see you every day. I don't know what you're doing. You may not be cheating, but it could lead up to cheating.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you just might be a bad person.
Yeah, it's just you don't want to deal with that. I feel that. Trying to get right in 2026. Well, thank you for your input, baby. I love you, and I'll call you later.
Love you too. Bye.
Come here, boy. Wait. Good boy. Eat it. Sorry, y'all. I had to feed my son real quick. Long distance relationships can be scary, and most people avoid them because there's a key element you need in a long distance relationship. You need trust, and you need it stronger than you would need in any normal relationship. You know, if you got insecurities, then your brain's always going to be ripping and running. Like, oh, I wonder if she's cheating on me. Oh, I wonder if he's cheating on me. It can be a lot mentally taxing. But if you have that trust, if you have trust in yourself, if you have enough self-respect for yourself and like faith in your woman, faith in your man, then you'll be like, you know what? Hey, if she cheat, man. The truth will come to the light. God don't play about his children, bro. For the people that think there's absolutely nothing you can do through a long distance relationship, this part of the video is for you. So there's a lot of fun stuff you can still do in a long distance relationship. For instance, you got a cool little app on your phone called Share My Screen. You know, you and your girl, y'all like to watch YouTube videos together in person? Guess what? Share that screen. Or y'all like to watch TV? Put your TV up, FaceTime, bro. But if she don't got an iPhone, use Google Duo or something, I don't know. You know, you want to cook a meal for her, bro. This is what you do. You want to cook a meal for your girl, but she's long distance. You make a meal, you FaceTime her while you're making the meal, you show her the meal, and then you eat it and be like, I'm eating this for you, baby. You know, read, bro. I know reading is corny nowadays. We in 2025 going into 2026. People don't want to read. Read books, bro. Level up together. When you go to the gym, send her videos of you going to the gym, man. Let her send you videos of her going to the gym, bro. Don't be sending no such stuff to each other, bro. I feel like nowadays with relationships, we get too attached to our partners prematurely, and with long distance it takes away that factor completely. Like, yeah, you may get attached, but it's a lot more work to get attached, and you know, you just don't want to be potentially attached to the wrong person. It's good every now and then, and like, you know, have your own space, you know, do your own thing. You don't have to always be with your girl every second of the day. Still be an independent person. Now when it's marriage, that's when y'all rely on each other. I don't want to turn this into marriage counseling. With all that being said, learn to love yourself. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Put God first in your relationship, point blank period. Be content being single. Work on yourself. Stop chasing validation with these 304s.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Dang, she don't love you. I'm sorry. Learn to love yourself first and you will find the right person for you. You know, love is hard to find nowadays. And I'm not talking about your high school crush. Ooh, he's cute kind of love. What I'm talking about is that grow old and die together type of love. If you made it past all the flaws, all the misunderstandings, all the trust issues, all the arguments about what restaurant y'all should pick, you've achieved something special. You, my friend, have found true love.